Hey everyone! Welcome to today's News Roundup show. We've got three major stories to cover. They're all significant in different ways. Today we're talking about American politics, international trade, and technology. These stories connect to shape our world. They affect all of us eventually somehow. First, former U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney has passed away. Second, Trump announces plans for rare earth independence. Third, chip war tensions between China and Netherlands. These aren't just headlines, but important developments, really. They tell us about power, technology, and politics. Let's understand what's happening and why it matters. So settle in for today's news analysis carefully. We'll break everything down into simple terms. Make it easy to understand what's going on. Are you ready to dive into these stories? Let's get started with the first one. Here we go with today's news, everyone! Former U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney has died. He was 84 years old at the time. He served under President George W. Bush from 2001. Cheney was one of the most powerful VPs ever. He had enormous influence over Bush's policies completely. Some called him the real power behind throne. Before becoming VP, he had a long career. He was Secretary of Defense under Bush Sr. He also served in Congress for many years. Cheney was known for his hawkish foreign policy views. He strongly supported the Iraq War in 2003. He believed in using military power assertively. The Iraq War remains his most controversial legacy. Many believe it was based on false information. Weapons of mass destruction were never found there. Critics say Cheney pushed America into unnecessary war. Thousands of American soldiers died in Iraq. Hundreds of thousands of Iraqis lost their lives. Supporters say he protected America after 9/11 attacks. He took threats seriously and acted decisively. He put national security above all else. Cheney also supported enhanced interrogation techniques controversially here. Critics called these methods torture under international law. He defended them as necessary for security. In later years, Cheney had serious health problems. He had multiple heart attacks throughout his life. He received a heart transplant in 2012 finally. His passing marks the end of an era. The post-9/11 period he helped shape is history. America's approach to security has evolved since then. Whether hero or villain depends on perspective completely. History will continue debating his legacy for decades. His impact on America was undeniably huge, though. Now let's talk about Trump's recent announcement. He says America will end rare earth dependence. Independence from China within 18 months promised confidently. First, what are rare earths and why matter? They're special minerals used in technology everywhere. Phones, computers, weapons, electric vehicles need them. China currently dominates rare earth production globally completely. They control about 70% of world supply. America depends heavily on Chinese rare earth imports. This creates a strategic vulnerability for America, obviously. If China stops selling, American industry suffers immediately. Defense production could be affected too seriously. Trump says this dependence must end very quickly. 18 months is an extremely ambitious timeline. Many experts are skeptical it's achievable realistically. Why is this so difficult to accomplish? Rare earth mining is environmentally messy and complex. Processing requires special expertise and significant infrastructure investment. America does have rare earth deposits underground, but mines were closed years ago due to costs. Chinese production was cheaper, so America stopped mining. Restarting production takes years normally, not just months. You need permits, equipment, trained workers, processing facilities. Building all this infrastructure takes significant time. Environmental regulations slow things down considerably in America. Mining faces opposition from communities and activists. Permits can take years to get approval. China spent decades building their rare earth industry. They accepted environmental damage to dominate the market. America can't or won't do that easily. So can Trump really achieve this goal? Probably not within 18 months, realistically speaking. But it shows recognition of the problem clearly. America might increase domestic production somewhat over time. They might also diversify suppliers to other countries. Australia, Vietnam, others have rare earth potential too. The announcement is partly political messaging, obviously, here. Showing toughness on China appeals to his base. Whether practical or not, it sounds strong. Now, our third story about semiconductor tensions rising. China is threatening the Netherlands over chip restrictions. The Nexperia issue remains unresolved and problematic. Let me explain the background here first clearly. Netherlands has a company called ASML that's crucial. They make machines that produce advanced computer chips. These machines are the most advanced in the world. Only ASML can make them currently at all. China desperately wants access to this technology. America has pressured Netherlands to restrict ASML sales. Don't sell advanced machines to China anymore. This protects American technological advantage over China clearly. Netherlands agreed and stopped selling certain advanced machines. This angered China significantly because it limits development. Their chip industry needs these machines desperately. Now there's another problem called Nexperia involved too. Nexperia is a Dutch chip company now, but it's actually owned by a Chinese company. The Dutch government blocked Nexperia from expanding operations. They cited national security concerns about Chinese ownership. This created a diplomatic problem between countries. China sees this as unfair discrimination against them. They argue it's just business, not security. They want the Netherlands to reverse this decision. China is now making threats to Netherlands directly. They might restrict rare earth exports to Netherlands or block Dutch companies from Chinese market access. This puts Netherlands in a difficult position. They're caught between America and China completely. Both are important trade partners for them. America wants allies to unite against China technologically, prevent China from getting advanced chip manufacturing capability, maintain Western technological superiority in semiconductors for security. China sees this as containing their development unfairly. They believe they have right to technology. Western restrictions are blocking their progress deliberately. The chip war is becoming a major issue. Technology is power in modern world, obviously. Whoever controls advanced chips controls the future. Netherlands is small but strategically important in this. ASML's machines are irreplaceable currently in production. This gives Netherlands outsized influence on situation. So why do these three stories matter together? They show major global tensions and shifts. Power dynamics are changing in important ways. Cheney's death reminds us of recent American history. The War on Terror era that shaped things. That period's decisions still affect us today. Trump's rare earth plan shows America recognizing vulnerabilities. Dependence on China for critical materials is risky. Countries want more control over supply chains. The chip war shows technology is now strategic. Not just business, but national security concerns. Countries will fight to control key technologies. All three stories involve China in some way. America and allies are increasingly worried about China. Competition is intensifying across many areas simultaneously. These tensions will define coming decades probably ahead. Technology, trade, security, all intertwined completely now. Simple solutions don't exist for complex problems. So what should we expect going forward? More competition between America and China, certainly. Both sides are preparing for long-term rivalry. Rare earth production will gradually diversify, probably over time. But change takes years, not months, to accomplish. China's dominance will continue for now still. Chip restrictions will likely get tighter on China. America will pressure more allies to join. China will try to develop their own technology. Small countries like Netherlands face difficult choices ahead. They can't ignore either America or China. Balancing act becomes harder as tensions rise. We're entering a more divided world, unfortunately. Not full Cold War, but increased competition. Economic and technological decoupling is happening gradually. So those are today's three major news stories. Cheney's passing, rare earth independence plans, and chip wars. Each significant in its own way completely. They show us a world in transition. Old leaders passing, new competitions emerging globally. Technology and trade becoming security issues now. Thanks for listening to today's News Roundup. Stay informed about these important developments always, friends. They shape our future more than we realize. Understanding these stories helps us see where things go. Knowledge is power in uncertain times like these. Keep learning and stay curious about world events. Until next time, everyone, take care out there. We'll be back with more news analysis. See you in the next episode soon.